That's what's so crazy about it though, because I've watched this and I've been intrigued by the journey, and we'll go through from the 30 for 30s to, I'll tell you the first time I believe I saw you, and it might not have been the first time I saw you, but I know one of the first times we was in South Carolina, and you came out to a show again, skipping those steps at a showcase, performing, and I said, wow, I've seen a lot of artists, and in that area, in that camp. But who's that one? Why? What's going on there? You know what I'm saying? And from that day on, I think I wanted to get it as bad as everybody else because it was so different. Because it was all right. If he's coming like this, he doesn't just wake up and go to his show tomorrow. He can't, because he's got to get his outfit. He's got to get. He does lights. The shows are a bigger situation. So to see you go from that first show in South Carolina to a couple months later back in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach, and to see not a crowd of your peers reacting to you, but a crowd of people that have never seen you a day in their life, I'm assuming,
Exactly.
react crazy. Real reaction, no sound piped into it. Y'all can go check the video out. But just give me that part of it, because that was my first experience then, and to see what it evolved into. Did it take a lot to evolve? Did I see early Zach, or did I just see a glimpse of it? And I don't know if you remember that show in Spartanburg, I think we were in.
Yeah.
Gaffney. That's exactly where it was. Did it evolve in that time, or were you ready maybe in Gaffney? You just ain't want to show us then, because
Man,
that was crazy, man. I'm still in awe of the fact that I got to see this in that short amount of time, but that Myrtle Beach show was different. We'll get to it, but tell me that transition for you.
Man, it's a great question. Absolutely, man. It's the evolution. It was evolution, like right in front of people's faces, and a lot of people get to see the evolution from your standpoint, and they see the growth in the product, and maybe they don't. Maybe they just see change. But what they don't see is behind the scenes, having a team and having people who support what you have going on enough to hold you accountable to your growth. And my writing has grown. My delivery has grown.
Definitely.
My wardrobe has grown. Now I have almost a full team. It may be a couple pieces that can take us really to the next level, but we definitely, the train's left the station, and to get from where we started to where we are, and I'm gonna be honest with you, we still aren't, in my head, we aren't anywhere.
You kind of want to be in that space, though, especially right now, because you don't want to look back and get complacent and get lost. Like speaking with your team, like those guys go hard. I've seen them push you and push themselves, but in reality, it's the bigger picture. It's we see what we can do. We're in this room because of teamwork, because coming together and being able to put something like this in place. Where do you think, speaking to another artist, and what do you think another artist should focus on when they're starting? Is it maybe building a team, because now you've seen what that can do? Is it music? Is it the image? Because you did it. Your image is the first thing I saw, but somebody had to tell me about you before I knew about you, and that was your team. So in that, I was able to listen and say, okay, let me look at him. Let me listen. What would you give an artist some advice, maybe starting out?
It's simple, man. It's simple. My entire team, nobody on my team would be here if they didn't believe in the product. So for any artist, it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what genre you are in. A lot of people try to focus on the end result, but everything is initiated at the product phase. And I would tell any artist to hone in on your product and have a product that you can market, have a product that you can sell, have a product that can that can be connected to, have a product first and foremost that you believe in, because that was my thing at first. I put out a body of songs that I wrote for other artists, and while I was seeing the reaction, I still had a great manager in the backdrop telling me, hey, these are the areas you need to develop in, and it's to essentially become the artist you want to be. My issue was I didn't believe in what I was doing at that time. I was just
nobody else can believe it.
Exactly. And so there was a switch that happened once we went back in the studio and I had begun to just focus on Zach North and putting my story into the music to where people could connect to that, everything shifted and then fell into place from there, every single step. And it started at the product phase.
At the product. You, as we're going along, this is very conversational, but you brought up something, excuse me, just now. You were a songwriter. You put out music as a songwriter.
Yep.
Did that go into, because I'm hearing that you had a manager who wanted to be an artist, but it sounds like the songwriting was getting you what you wanted in terms of this. Now, mask on, because nobody, name a songwriter that isn't an artist as well. We can't name a lot. Most of them transition into doing their own music, doing their own songs. Anywhere in there, had you already masked up? Had you already, is there any correlation in that as well? Because again, songwriters aren't as visible as seen, and now you come into the light as an artist, but you're still not in the light.
Still not in the light.
You're still not in the light. I've never. I'll say this, as someone who's been around for about a year, I've never seen you unmasked, and that I'm a wrestling fan, so you remind me in the terms of a Rey Mysterio. To where, if you're a wrestling fan at all, people know Rey Mysterio didn't take the mask off. It was very important. That's his heritage. That was part of his story. He would change it up. It would have different features, different faces, different colors. And then when he took the mask off, people still loved him, but it did change it. So, first of all, anything to do with the writing, and secondly, will we ever get the mask come off?
Will the mask ever come off?
Does the mask come off? Does it need to come?
I'll answer that, and I'll give it to you in the way you asked me. So the first question that you asked was songwriting. Did I start out with a mask on? So I always try to give to the interview something that I haven't given.
Okay.
So I'll tell you this. I started out writing songs for other people, and I didn't understand the business. And so there are some Hall of Fame producers in the game right now that I've written songs for, and mainstream artists who've used those songs, capitalized off the publishing of those songs, and my name is nowhere listed on there. However, I think what they banked on was the fact that, he's young, he doesn't know the game. I hate to tell y'all, I still have the original references that are timestamped. Anyways, nonetheless, I won't ever release them to the public. But nonetheless, I can back up what I'm saying.
For sure.
So, yeah, the mask didn't come on first. It was just me writing. I didn't actually get the placements that I want. I actually got discouraged, got brokenhearted because I didn't know the business. And that's what inspired me to become who I am today. So now when somebody's talking to me, they got to know the business because I know the business. So you can't come to me.
Can't fool me twice.
You can't come. We can't leave a studio session and I don't know the splits, and I don't know who your PRO is.
And teaching some people right now.
Yeah,
teaching some people right now.
It's buttoned up from the toes up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, everybody on my team, I've asked them, hey, in the end, what do you want? What do you want out of this? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? And we've talked about those terms and really put a team together around people who just agree to the terms. As far as the second part, will I ever unmask myself?
Will unmask?
I think it's unnecessary. And I realized it was unnecessary when I had to take it off in the bedroom, bro.
Come on now, let's get into the real deal. Because this is not at this point, it's not a character. I don't believe that we can call it. You're living it. You're really living it.
Yeah.
And it goes down from your fashion. I know you're big into fashion. So then how do you, does that mean you feel like could you have to emotionally connect a little deeper than, if a girl don't really know what you look like have you ever done that move? Can we ask?
Have I done what move?
From situation to whatever situation and never revealing.
Bro.
Never revealing.
Let me see how much I want to say. This is what I'll tell you. Women are really kinky, bro.
Indeed.
More than men.
Indeed.
Better sex drives.
Indeed.
Creative. With that being said, bro, I read a lot. You know what I mean? Like, growing up, you could probably say I was a closet nerd, and I say closet nerd because I was the captain of my football team. I went on to play, be on my collegiate team. And so on the outside looking in, I seemed like this real popular guy who, at some point in time that switched. But I've always read books, watched documentaries.
So it was no problem prior to The Mask either.
Nah, man,
but it's just good now, like you said, it's no need to take it off for any reason. Once you realize So emotionally then, like connecting, when do you, because the faces change, the eyes change, there may be different, the color I don't think has changed. I think it's always been that. How do you go into creatively expressing yourself with your image and your mask?
For sure. So the
way down to the, like, you're wearing their glasses today, I was, maybe tomorrow is not. Tell me that. That's that options.
Yeah, for sure. So I think different masks will come depending on the tonality of the music, depending on the season that we in, right? So right now, the music that I've been working on, I just put out Are You Dumb? Just getting ready to put out another project. And it's really rebellious on the project. So you see this mask and it has face tats.
Right.
It's dark. The stones on it are black. The imagery that I've been giving you is leather.
Yeah, a lot of leather.
So as we get into a new project and it becomes more intimate, maybe the mask becomes less congested. To answer your question, everything is strategic about what we do, but there's a lot of leeway in the creativity. So the mask will definitely switch up, man. I can't switch up my hair. I can't just dye it blind for a project. So,
but you've been able to show yourself because the 30 for 30, which I look forward to on a daily basis. It got to a point where I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do today? What is he gonna put on today? What song is he gonna go through? And it's very hard to transition into, like, for one, taking the time to record on other people's records, taking the time to record on other people's records enough to make somebody else listen to that record, and then now you're coming with 30 visuals to back those records that are on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Give me the origins of that and why that was so important. Shout out to the producer Teddy. Shout out to Teddy, who was rocking out with you. You know what I'm saying? Every single went wild with the 30 for 30. 30 straight videos of ripping other people's tracks, original videos with everything. Just to take the time to be able to do that, to take the time to be able to get people to pay attention. I was intrigued. I was watching every day. If you had skipped the day, I was waiting actually. I think I might have waited. I said, they not gonna go 30 straight days, bro. But now I completed the process. Take me to what that was like. Take me to why y'all did that. Shout out to the producer again.
Ted Popoff
doing this thing and all the visuals. But just take me through that whole process. Did it,